Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is experiment number 5 of Physics 170L Introductory Physics Laboratory. The experiment is about projectile motion, and this experiment is done in two small parts. There are two parts, but none of them are long. And so, video of part 1 and part 2 from the lab is already available to you on these two links. And this is the third video explaining some additional details which may not be available in the other two videos. First of all, what is a projectile? See, when you kick your football, it follows a path. It goes from the ground up and comes down, and that path is not a circle, not part of a circle. It follows a parabolic path. See, the word here is parabolic path, in the shape of a parabola. Parabola is a second degree curve, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are some numbers which we'll not worry about. We have seen that in your physics 100 and physics 170. Now the horizontal acceleration is 0, the vertical acceleration is due to the gravity, and its magnitude is 9.8 meters per second square. Now just remember your football, this path is shaped part of a parabola and it will be symmetric. If you draw a line from the center, the left part will be the same as the right part. Now in the laboratory, we use a gun. It is called projectile launcher. We don't call it a gun, but it is similar to a spring gun. You can adjust the angle in a controlled amount, and you can also control the speed, the initial speed. The launcher in our lab has three possible speeds, which you can see here. There will be three notches here, and you can fix the position of the ball accordingly. And part 1 will keep it horizontal at horizontal angle, and in the part 2 the launcher will be at about 25 degrees. 25 degrees. We'll be using degrees today and not radians, only degrees. In part 1 it is horizontal, the launcher, and part 2 it is kept at an angle of about 25 degrees to the horizontal. Now before we do the problem, do the experiment, let's look at the following problem. A ball is launched horizontally with an initial speed of v0. The launcher is at a height of 120 centimeters. The horizontal distance traveled by the ball is 160 centimeters. Now we are going to use these symbols. v0 is the initial speed, y0 is the height, and x0 is the horizontal range. See, when you kick your ball, it will go up to a maximum height, then fall down at a point, some distance from your feet. So we'll be using meters and degrees in all the calculations, and the value of the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. Do not round it off, it is 9.8 meters per second square. Now y0 is 120 centimeters, divide by 100, you will get 1.20 meters. The time taken to reach the ground, this is part 1. Look, you're kicking from an horizontal this thing using the launcher, and this distance is not 160, horizontal vertical distance is 120. So 2 into y0 by g, 2 into 1.2 divided by 9.8 is square root of 2.4. 9.8 t is square root of this formula, 2y0 by g. Now you'll get 0.244, take the square root, it is 0.49 seconds. Do not round it off, it is 0.49. Do not write 0.5. Now horizontal distance is, there is no horizontal acceleration, is 0 in the horizontal, so you will get v equal to x by t. So x is 161.6 divided by 0.49 seconds, it is 3.26 meters per second. Use two numbers after the point. In part 2, what happens? The range is r given by v0 square sine 2 theta divided by g. How much is v0? 3.26. How much is the angle? 25 degrees. 2 into 25 is 50. So you'll get 3.26 whole square into sine 50 divided by 9.8. Remember this formula for the range. This red line is the range, and this green is the angle, and this is the tangent to the parabola, which is v0, which is How much? It is given in the question as, which we have calculated it to be 3.26 meters per second. Now, in your calculator, use the mode button in your calculator to set it to degrees. Now, 3.26 whole square is 10.62 into 0.766. If you take sine 50s, you will get 0.766. Multiply these two numbers, divide by 9.8, you will get 0.83 meters, which is 83 centimeters. In your lab, calculations will be using both meters and centimeters. Calculations will be in meters, sometimes in centimeters. Here we have to calculate in meters, but you can change to centimeters because you will be using a centimeter tape to measure the distances. Please do these calculations using a scientific calculator and not on the mobiles. Now, how will the experiment look? Now, let me repeat. This is part 1 of the experiment, which will be like this. You do it from the top of a table, the ball will fall down, you'll measure this distance and you'll measure the height. From the height and the distance, you can calculate the speed. How? The time is given by 2 into height divided by g square root. You'll get the time. Once you get the time, time is distance, speed is distance by time, you'll get 1.6 divided by the time 0.49, it is 3.26 meters per second. Only distances will check in sometimes convert to centimeters, but the speeds will be meters per second in this experiment. Now the range. Range is this red line, the final distance where the ball falls. So that is given by V naught square sine 2 theta by G. We'll fix the angle to be 25 degrees. Only even the height will be fixed. Only this distance x will change a little bit in your experiment, and I'll show you how. The aim of this experiment is to predict and verify the range of a ball launched at an angle. Then the initial speed is determined the way we have done it in the problem and by measuring the angle and the height. Now what apparatus do you need? You need projectile launcher, plastic balls and plumb bob. Plumb bob will make sure that you are horizontal. This distance is horizontal. You need a meter stick to measure the height and the distance. The horizontal distance and the height. You need carbon paper and white paper. I'll explain why we need the carbon paper. This is your launcher. This small hanging ball will decide the angle. This is called plumb line. In part 1, you will keep the launcher horizontal and launch a ball. Now the launcher, the speed is not written on it. The gun does not have the speed written on it, but you can estimate it, you can calculate it. This is part 1, it is horizontal. Here it will be having a small angle which is 25 degrees. Look, here it is being launched straight, but the earth is pulling it down, so it is coming down. Here it is launched at an angle and the earth is pulling it, so it will go up sometime and then start falling down. Now what are the formula? The time is 2y0 by g square root v0 equal to x0 by t. What is x0? This horizontal distance. Y0 is this vertical distance. And the range is v0 square sine 2 theta by g. Now what's the range? Range will be from here to here. This is your x0, this is your y0 in part 1. In part 1, you'll calculate the speed of the launcher in a horizontal position. The same speed will be there at an angle in part 2. Now please remember the horizontal acceleration is always 0 because the earth pulls down, not left and not right, it pulls down. So the horizontal acceleration is 0 and the vertical acceleration's magnitude is g equal to 9.8 meters per second square. Now this is the theory which you can read. These are the launch angles and all these details. You can see this video for your part 1 and part 2. This is the part 1 video. Now in part 1 what we'll do is, please listen very carefully. You put the ball on the launcher. The launcher is on the table. The table is above the ground at a particular height called y0. Then you fire it horizontally. It will fall to the ground. You fire about 5 or 6 shots, or 5 to 10 shots. Then measure the vertical distance one time accurately. Horizontal distance is measured in 2 parts. Because what happens is your ball will fall somewhere here. So what you do, you put a white paper on the ground with a carbon paper on the top. The carbon facing white paper. So when the ball falls, it will make it dark point on the white paper. So you measure the big distance plus the carbon paper is kept here with the white paper. So you measure the small distance from the edge of the white paper to the dot, to the black dot. Black or blue, it depends on the type of carbon paper you are using. So measure that small distance, add it to the big distance. But you'll normally take the average of the small distances and add it to the big distance. This big distance will be more than 1 meter and the small distance will be 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters. We'll see it soon in this. Now you do the part 1 at a horizontal this thing and you note down the height. I'll show you the table, you'll understand it better. In part 2, you'll adjust the angle to be 25 degrees. This is the best angle for the launchers we have in the lab. In other lab, the angle might change, but in our lab, we use 25 degrees. You again repeat, but at a launch angle, the same thing you have to do it. You have to use only the plastic balls and use the same ball throughout the experiment. And even if you do the experiment on 2 different days, do not change the launcher, do not change the ball. Now, what are your observations in part 1? The vertical distance. This is the height of the table and a little bit more from the launcher to the ground. So in part 1, you measure y0, which is given in yellow in color. This is your data. Then the horizontal distance from the edge of the paper to the bottom of the table. Vertically down of the table, you'll get some distance like 1.4 meters. This will be like 1.1 meters. Okay, you measure this height very carefully and measure this distance very carefully. Then these are your calculations. Do not calculate inside the table. This is just like problem 1. Do your calculations here and write it here, because there should be no calculation inside these cells of the table. You can do it outside in your calculator and write it. What's the formula for T? T equal to 2y0 by g, 2y0 by g square root. I don't know why I wrote it 2 times. So it is 2 into 1.145. Y0 is this 1.145 divided by 9.8. 2 into this is 2.29 divided by 9.8. You'll get 0.233. Take the square root, you'll get 0.48 seconds for this data. Now, distance from the edge of paper to the point where the ball falls. See, you measure the big distance from the table to the edge of the white paper, the side of the white paper, which is 1.455 meters. Then inside the white paper will be small paper, just like your notebook paper. So it will be 11 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 5, 5, 13. It should be the similar number, but you'll never get similar number in this experiment. Add all 5 of them, divide by 5, you'll get 8.5 centimeters. Divide by 100, you'll get 0.85 meters. 0.085 meters. Now what's the total distance? Total distance is the big distance plus the average of the small distances. It is 1.54 meters. This is very important. See, the ball will fall on the table, from the table to the white paper. Now first you measure the big distance from the leg of the table to the white paper, edge of the white paper. Do not move the white paper, you can glue it to the ground. And you'll have some small distances on the white paper. Take their average, add it to the big distance, because the big distance is done only one time. The height is done one time and the big distance is done one time. These small distances you do many times to get the correct average. Then the average velocity is x naught by t. This is your x naught is 1.54 divided by t is 0.48. You'll get 3.20 meters per second. No calculations in the table. I told you, do it outside here. Even this calculation you should not do, just write 3.20. I know the formula, I will directly check 3.2. If I have any doubt, I'll do it in my calculator. See, the distance from the launcher to the edge of the paper is a big distance and measured once in the beginning of the experiment. Horizontal distance to the edge of the white paper in the second row of the table. Look, this is your white paper distance. These distances are on the white paper. This is from the table to the edge of the white paper. Now in part 2, what you'll do is you'll put it at 25 degrees. Look, I have put it in yellow color. Yellow color is your experiment and black and red are your calculations. Just remember, in all our experiments, yellow is your lab data. Horizontal distance to the edge of the paper is 0.69 meters. Don't use the old distance. This is the new distance. This is part 2. Let me show you the diagram one more time. In part 1, you are doing this. Read here. Part 1, you are doing from the table to the ground. In part 2, you are doing table to table or ground to ground. It should be horizontal. Ground to ground, but ground to ground is difficult, so we do it table to table, from one part of the table to the other part of the table. Now, part 2, adjust the angle. You'll understand better from the table. Part 1 we have done. Now part 2, the angle is 25 degrees. The horizontal distance is 0.69 meters. I have directly written it in meters. The predicted range is R0, which is V0 square sine 2 theta divided by G. V0 is how much we calculated in part 1? 3.2 meters. So use it here, 3.2 meters per second. Sine 2 theta, 2 into 25 is 50 degrees. So this is your experiment data. 2 into 25 is 50. So you do 10.24 into sine 50 divided by 9.8. How did you get 10.24? 3.2 into 3.2 is exactly 10.24. Then sine 50 is 0.766. Multiply these two numbers, you will get 7 point something divided by 9.8. 7.84 divided by 9.8 is 0.80 exactly. There are no recurring decimals in this. Now again on the paper you will get 5 distances. If you do it 5 times, if you do it 6 times, you will get 6 distances. If you do, you'll get 11, 14, 8, 6, 6.5. We cannot control where the ball falls, so you'll get different numbers, some big and small. The average is 9.2 centimeters divided by 100, you'll get 0.092 meters. Now the big distance is 0.69 meters to the edge of the paper. Inside the paper you have a small distance of 0.092. This small distance is important, though it is small. Now you add these two numbers, 0.69 plus 0.092, you'll get 0.782. Please take out your calculators and check these things. Now the percentage zero error is with respect to R0. R0 minus R divided by R0. R0 is how much? We have calculated R0 is 0.8 and R is how much? 0.782. Subtract. We are taking the mutlaq, the absolute value. So you carefully do this. R0 is 0.8. The error is 2.25%. Actually, you will get 5 or 10% if you are not careful in this experiment. Please do not do any calculations here. I did the calculations here just for you to understand. Just write this number 0.0. Write only the red numbers in the table. Do not write anything black here. This is for your understanding. Now the calculations are similar to the ones in the problem before the experiment. There is no graph in this. What is the result? The projectile motion is studied using the projectile launcher. The predicted horizontal range is similar to the measured value. Look, these two numbers are similar. You get 0.78 and here you get 0.8. The prediction is 0.8, you are getting 0.78. Error is 2%, not bad. Now these are the references. Please look at these websites and videos. And this is it. Now what about your lab report? The lab report will be like this. We'll give you this distance and this distance. Do this calculation. Just that this is the table 1 of part 1. Part 1 has table 1, part 2 has table 2. Now do these calculations just like the table which you have seen it and submit it. If you have any difficulty, ask me in the class. Then this is table 2 is in part 2. Do the calculation for the range here. Find the average distance, find the average range, then do the percentage error. And that's it. No calculations here, just write the answers of red color. That's all. You can write it in any color, but look, I had written it in red color. Yes. These calculations are for your understanding. In big books, they do not do any calculations. You will just write the answer. So you also write only the answer and your exam questions will be like these calculations and nothing new. Thank you. See you in the class inshallah soon. Assalamu alaikum.